This simple thing, breath, so vital to life. It's responsible for the whole triad of giving, sustaining, and transforming everything. This is me, Dalton, a kid born in the middle of the Northwest American desert. Growing up, I always felt like a mirror. I have a very cloudy memory of my past growing up, especially when it comes to my memories of who I was. The one thing that I'll never forget is that when I was first learning to speak, I remember that I would learn by repeating other people's sentences in my head. I came to find out later in life that it wasn't always in my head. I would mouth and even whisper the same words others were speaking. This is one of the earliest memories I have. At this point in my life, I was in samsara, a Sanskrit term meaning the wheel of aimless wandering. I had no idea where I was going or who I even was. School felt like a prison, and I started losing touch with my inner childlike wonder for life. This led me down a dark path. I was depressed, suicidal, and extremely socially anxious. I had started a YouTube vlog channel because I had always loved cameras and ultimately was made fun of by my friends for trying something creative. I ended up quitting before I got 4 videos out. This was also all around the time my parents had just gotten a divorce. And I just started to grow distrustful of people. I felt lost. So, I just stopped doing anything at all. What happens when everything slows down? When you no longer feel like life is worth living? When I was about halfway through the traditional education system, I started to become incredibly depressed and anxious. So much so that I would fake being sick to get out of going to school and would neglect my schoolwork because it made me feel like a robot. You know, one of the greatest anchors I found for myself whenever I started feeling suicidal due to the anxiety and depression was actually my brother. It was like some invisible transformation took place around this time that I wasn't even aware of. It turned all the moments of being annoyed by him into a deep appreciation for having him in the first place. And honestly, I've experienced this with many things. I think some would even categorize this as some form of nostalgia. It was kind of bizarre experiencing it in the moment because I felt like everything that I thought I was dissolving. Like I was dying without actually dying. But looking back, it was one of the most beautiful moments in my life. I finally felt free. Free from all the patterns and programs I had been given up until that point. And I began to learn how to explore life through my own perception and even mold my own filter of reality. And it was all thanks to a practice called magic. Back in 2015, I came across the book titled High Magic by a man named Damien Eccles. This book changed my life. He talks about how the rituals kept him alive in a place designed to prepare him for death. And even though I wasn't on death row in my own life, I felt that I could truly relate to his struggle in my own way. In the book, he breaks down the essential practices that a person should undergo in order to begin mastering the self. This book immediately became a life preserver for me as I began to recover from the death of my old self. It helped me rebuild myself, the new version of myself. But this time, with that same embodied presence, that same childlike wonderment that I had lost all those years ago. This opened up a whole path of discovery. I realized less is more. I started to awaken to the patterns of the universe. I started to notice there was a pattern threading together every created thing in existence. I couldn't find a word to describe this insight though, so I created one of my own. Cosmoplex, meaning the cosmic patterns. A rhythm repeated across creation itself. It's within me, and it's within you, and everything else you see.